Alrighty then. The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is tomorrow, at least where I am currently. And so here's a little bit of a preview and my predictions for what's gonna go on. The pre-show they've announced is the newly formed tag team of Brodus Clay and Lord Tensai versus the reunited tag team of Rhodes Scholars. Okay, Rhodes Scholars almost just barely broke up, and now you're just gonna put them back together again. It's like there's no sense of meaning behind this, and I'm kind of pissed off that they've basically turned Rhodes and Damien Sandow into jobbers now, even though they're honestly some of the most entertaining people on Raw and SmackDown. You know, it's like, what the hell? You reward people who are boring, and then you punish people who are actually like really, really fun to watch. But yeah, if this is since Brodus and Tensai are a newly formed tag team, they're gonna try to give them as much momentum as possible. So they're probably gonna win this match over Rhodes Scholars. This could be the start of a possibly Damien Sandow or Cody Rhodes face turn, but I don't see that. It's funny that Lord Tensai, now that they've sort of made him a goof to Brodus Clay, this strangely enough reminds me of the time he did something similar with Scotty 2 Hotty in like 2002, sometime during that. Anyway, the announced matches are Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. I think this feud might end up going all the way to WrestleMania, so I don't actually see Antonio Cesaro losing the match to Miz. I think he's probably gonna end up keeping this belt here, or having some kind of screwy finish, like where he cheats to win or something, with possibly something incredibly European. And I still think that it would be a cool idea if they had Antonio Cesaro turn the United States Championship into the European Championship. But yeah, for the United States Championship, I'm thinking Cesaro is going to retain. Next match is Kaitlyn versus Tamina Snuka. I think this was announced like online or something. But yeah, when that's generally a poor sign, so I'm guessing Kaitlyn's gonna retain. You know, with zero build-up, they're not gonna have the title change for no reason. But then again, I remember one time they had the title change on Velocity, and I didn't find that until like the SmackDown afterwards, and I was like, what? Anyway, next matchup. I don't know the order. This is just how they're listed. The Shield of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose versus Ryback, John Cena, and Sheamus. You can tell this is going to be all about John Cena. They're going to try to build up as much momentum and make him look as credible as possible to people who are just watching this for The Rock. And honestly, I'm so fucking tired of it. We're going to see Super Cena, and that's going to be such a load of crap. If anyone should go over in this match, it actually should be Ryback. I mean, the Shield has been like messing with Ryback longer than anybody. Shouldn't this be the big pop off after all those months of getting screwed? You know, you could argue the point about like not making about making any of the members of the Shield look bad, but after all this point, you could argue like they have it coming after all the things they've screwed people out of. I'm hoping this is going to be a very good match, but that's only if they give it enough time and let everyone look good. My worry is that with people like Sheamus, Ryback, and John Cena on one of the teams, that WWE is not going to allow the Shield to look good at all. You know, as if this is going to be just some big bulldozer designed to just make Cena look like God. Alright, next matchup is the actual Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and the only Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. This Elimination Chamber is to determine the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 29. The newly returned Jack Swagger, the also newly returned Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Mark Henry, who also recently returned, and Randy Orton. Jack Swagger is, this is probably going to be something where he's going to gain a lot of momentum, but I don't see him winning, even though I do like the new racist manager they gave him. But he's probably going to eliminate maybe one, maybe two people. Daniel Bryan and Kane, it seems like this is just going to be they're just here to break off their tag team. So this is probably where they're going to start launching into Daniel Bryan versus Kane at WrestleMania 29. So I don't see either of them winning. Mark Henry, I don't really have a reason to say like Mark Henry shouldn't win, but at the same time, I can't really say that there's a reason Mark Henry should win. Alberto Del Rio actually isn't that bad at wrestling against bigger guys, so this might be an interesting test against him. Randy Orton has just been meandering around for the last year, so I don't see them changing that because he has not been accruing any momentum, which pretty much leads me to believe that Chris Jericho is going to win this match. And that heads into, and that's going to lead into the next match, which is Alberto Del Rio versus The Big Show in just a regular match for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is like backwards logic, I swear. Del Rio wins the match in a last man standing match on SmackDown, retains the title in another last man standing match on a pay-per-view, and now on another pay-per-view regular match. It just doesn't seem right, but this is going to lead me to believe that this is where Ziggler's going to cash it in. Now, whether or not, I'm not entirely sure of like how valid that argument is. But I don't know. This is like, it seems like the best place or the most reasonable place to do it. Now for the main event. The Rock versus CM Punk in a singles match for the WWE Championship. If The Rock is disqualified or counted out, he will lose the championship. After I was kind of disappointed with Punk versus Rock the previous time, this one it looks like CM Punk is going to have to be the aggressor as opposed to be defensive. They're probably going to do some cowardly shit, have him doing some cowardly shit, like deliberately throwing Rock outside and then trying to hold him down or whatever. But I'm hoping this is actually going to be a good match, because the other one, you could tell Punk had to carry it because Rock ran out of gas 10 seconds into the match. But, yeah, I'm hoping this is going to be a good match. But I do not see Rock losing the title. It's going to be him versus Cena again, just like it's going to be Del Rio's going to probably win the next match, or the previous match I just talked about. But anyway, that's how I think Elimination Chamber is going to go down. How do you guys think it's going to go down? Well, hope you guys are watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And let's see how things go down tomorrow at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Peace.